Have you ever responded to someone's criticism with saying, "That's who I am," or "how I am"? I know I did many times, more than I would like to probably. And interestingly enough, always with a defensive attitude, like I need to defend this image of who I am from somebody. At the time I was too stubborn or too proud to see it, but the question of who I am is just a matter of time question. I know who I am right now in this moment as much as one can know self, but I wouldn't say that I was the same person 2 years ago. Some views have changed, beliefs, ideas. I always have this feeling of this is who I am, that seemingly strong and stable I. But at the same time, I am witnessing the change that I'm going through. And if I go back far enough, sometimes I find it funny who I was convinced I was. My beliefs at the time, ideas, opinion about this and that. Many times I found myself passionately defending an argument, and years later I realized I was wrong about it. And if I was wrong in my past beliefs, I could be wrong about a lot more things that I'm not aware of at this point in time. And who knows how many ideas I still carry with me as an absolute truth, scared to question it because of what I might find. Maybe that person who I am becoming will remember my present self as a, for a lack of a better word, dumbass. Once I came to that conclusion, the person who I was, or a person who I believed I was, got challenged, and I started questioning things that I normally wouldn't question and I took for granted for years. And in my experience, if you start digging deep enough, nothing is as it seems. I realized who I was as a person was just a messy school board written by people around me. Everybody wrote something. Some people more than others, but nonetheless, it was a reflection of my surroundings. And it makes sense for our development to be that way. But it makes me wonder, if we're just a reflection of our current surroundings that we didn't get to choose, why did we get so attached to this ever-changing image if we didn't create it in the first place? Isn't it human nature to seek comfort in defining ourselves and belonging to a group of some kind? Because if it is, isn't the only way to grow getting out of the comfort zone? I realized that if I never leave my comfort zone, my views can't be challenged, because I surround myself with people who agree with me for the most part. And in that environment, it's harder to challenge your thoughts with new questions. So naturally, I left my comfort zone. I left my hometown. 10 years and 3 cities later, all my views and everything I believed in was crumbling in its foundation. Every opinion I had was challenged with good arguments, and I was ready to hear them. I was ready to look like a fool to become better. I was ready to surround myself with people who challenge who I am daily. By allowing myself to be wrong, I was ready to learn what is right. I realized how far from perfect my personality was, and I accepted that I am not always the good guy. And that's okay. I'm not the final version. I am a work in progress. I am correcting myself in everything I do, little things, baby steps. I wiped the board clean and I started writing things that make sense to me. I started doing things I previously thought were silly. Like recently, I started caring about my own little garden. I developed connection with it, and I find relaxation and accomplishment in keeping my plants alive. I followed an example of people I respected, and I started reading more. I lost that's who I am completely. Now I believe I am a nobody. I am who I choose to be, one decision at a time. And does that mean I will always do the right thing or make the right choice? No. Does it mean I will learn after I make a mistake once? Probably not. But I will become aware of it. Mindfulness of your actions. Because after all, that is the only thing we can control, not situation and not outcomes. Sometimes it gets hard, but it gets easier with persistence, whether it is physical or mental improvement. And eventually that becomes part of that brand new you. And is that new you a final version? Probably not. But you're not in it because of the end. You're in it because you're enjoying the journey.